Hi, class. All right, guys. So today we are going to be doing time to the nearest minute. We're going to be focusing just on time to the nearest minute. All right, we've had a couple days. We've practiced time to the hour, time to the half hour, time to the nearest 5 minutes, and now I think you guys are ready to practice time to the nearest minute. Okay? All right, so here's what you're going to need today. Today you're going to need your time task cards 1 through 5. I'm going to be displaying them here on the screen, but if you prefer to have the paper copy, I sent that home with you in your resource packet. Okay, and those look like this. So these are the ones you want. It's going to be this packet. Those are the ones that you should have. I'm also going to need your time task card recording sheet, which looks like this. I also sent this home. It has a little bug up in the corner, okay? So you should have those two things if you would like to use the paper copy of the task cards, or you can just watch the video on the screen that I'm doing and use it that way and not have to use the paper ones. Up to you. And you also need a pencil and eraser. All right, and later on, we're also going to be doing this time-telling game that is online. So the actual address is right here. The online address is here. I'm also going to send this out through Remind or email so that you can access it, but it's roomrecess.com, the time teller game. Okay, so I will also be sending this this link out through Remind app. Okay. All right, so these are the 4 things that you'll need today. We're going to go ahead and get started with our time task cards, okay? But first, I just wanted to give a quick just a quick reminder of how we do time to the nearest minute. Okay, so remember, when you go from the 12 to the 1, that's 5 minutes with your minute hand, right? But there's little ticks between each number, right? And those little ticks represent 1 minute each. So when you move 1, that's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay? And you can watch that on the screen here. Watch. So we go from 12, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? So when you count each little tick, that stands for 1 minute. All right? So make sure that when you are telling time on your cards that you're counting each little tick as it goes around. Okay? All right, so to get started, we are going to start with this first time card here. All right, so what time is shown on this clock? All right, if you're having a hard time seeing it, there's the paper copies that I sent home, but if you want to go ahead and use this, you can. So what time is shown on this clock? All right, this is bug number 1, so you can write the answer in your answer recording sheet right here. Bug number 1, there's the colon. You go ahead and write the hour on this side, write the minute hits on this side, something like that, right? So you just go ahead and write those on there, okay? So what time is on this clock? I'm going to give you a minute. Remember, please pause the video if you need more time. That way we don't spend a lot of time waiting on this recording since we only have 15 minutes, and you can spend as much time as you want at home working on it, okay? All right. Alrighty, so let's go over this one, okay? So our hour hand here is between the 1 and the 2. That means that it's 1 something, right? Because we haven't reached 2 o'clock yet. It's still 1 o'clock. So it's 1 something, but 1 what? Let's look down here at our minute hand. Alright, so that's the whole way down here. So I want to count around, right, by 5s. So I know that I can go from 12 to 1. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and it hasn't quite reached the 6 yet, so it's not 30. So let's count each tick. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So it is 1:29 on the first one, right? Beautiful. So it's 1:29 on our first bug. All right. Nice job. All right, let's take a look at our second bug. All right, so what time is shown on this clock? So remember, we have to look closely at our hour hand and our minute hand, okay? I'll give you a minute to do that. All right, guys, let's go over this one. All right, so our hour hand is between the 3 and the 4, right? So it hasn't reached the 4 yet, so it's 3 something. but 3 what? Let's look at our minute hand. All right, our minute hand is pointing, oh look, guys, it's pointing exactly to the 1. It's pointing right at the 1. So we know that that's 5 minutes, right? We can look right at that and say, oh, it is 3:05. Nice. So we can write that down on our answer sheet. So write 3:05, right? 3:05. Beautiful. All right, so we have 3 more to do. All right, so let's check out our next bug here. All right, so what time does this bug read? Bug number 3. What time do we see? Remember, if you're having a hard time seeing it, you can go ahead and use your paper copy cards that I gave you, okay? All right, so take a minute. Please pause the video if you need more time. I'm going to go over the answer here in a couple seconds. All right, guys, let's go over this one. All right, so our hour hand is between the 5 and the 6, which means that it's still 5 o'clock, right? It hasn't got to the 6 yet. So it's 5 something, but 5 what? Our minute hand is between the 1 and the 2, right? So let's count. We start here at 0. We go from there to the 1. We know that's 5 minutes, right? But we don't quite get to the 10 minutes. So we got to count each individual tick. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, yep, right there. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is 8. 5:08 is our time for our bug number 3. All right, 5:08. 5:08. Beautiful. All right, guys, 2 more bugs. 2 more bugs to get through. This is bug number 4. All right, so what is the time on bug number 4? Remember, you can pause the video at any time, but I'm going to go over it, okay? All right, so our time here, our hour hand is between the 2 and the 3. So is it at the 3 yet? No, it's not at the 3 o'clock yet. It's still 2 o'clock. So we're at 2 something, but where? So let's look at our minute hand. Let's look really close at what our minute hand's pointing to. All right, so I'm going to start here at the 12 and count around by 5s. All right, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, but it's not it's not at the 40, right? It's not right over top of the 8. It's, I think, 1 tick over. So 41, right? So our time here is going to be 2:41. All right, and let's put that on our answer sheet. 2:41. Beautiful. All right, last bug, guys. This is our last bug of the day. All right, so what time is on this clock? All right, so look close and tell me what time is on the clock and write it on your answer sheet. Sorry, guys. Ah, no, why it won't go away. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let's go over this. All right, so our time on this bug, our hour hand is between the 11 and the 12. So it's not at the 12 yet, so it's 11 something. So let's look down here. Okay, so I'm going to count around because it's the whole way, our minute hand is the whole way down here. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, but it's a little bit past the 35. How many ticks passed? It looks like it's 1 tick past. So that's 35, 36. So I think the time is 11:36. All right, let's write that down. So 11:36. So we have half of our answer sheet filled out. We're going to be finishing these bugs. We're going to do the next 5 bugs tomorrow, okay? So hang on to your bugs, hang on to your bug answer sheet, okay? Because we're going to be finishing these up tomorrow, all right? So here's where the fun part comes in, guys. So for the next part of the lesson, I want to have you guys do this really fun online game that I found that also is going to help you learn how to tell time a little better, right? So it's going to help us practice our time. All right, so the address here, you can either use this address that I put up on the screen. I'm going to also send the link through Remind, so it should be sent to you already. But let me know if you don't have it or it won't work. But I also put it right here on the screen. right, so it's www.roomrecess.com /mobile /timeteller /play.html. Okay? All right, so it's going to bring this screen up. All right, so here's your screen. It's going to say time teller, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller just so you can see it better. All right, so this is our time teller screen. So you're going to click. If you are playing with a tablet, you're going to click on the tablet one. If you're playing on a computer or a laptop, you are going to be clicking on this one, okay? So depending on what type of device you have is going to depend on which number you click or which one you click on, okay? I'm using mine on a laptop, so I'm going to click on the laptop one, okay? So then it brings up this screen. There's half hours, quarter hours, nearest 5 minutes, nearest minute, elapsed time in hours, and elapsed time in minutes. Okay, so I want you guys to be practicing this one right here. It says the nearest minute. Okay? The nearest minute. You can always, this is a really cool resource because if you master the nearest minute, you can move on to elapsed time, right? You can move on to elapsed time. If you're not quite at the nearest minute yet, you can always go back and do the nearest 5 minutes, quarter hours, half hours, right? So this is just a really cool game that you can use to just remind yourself of your skills and make sure that you're keeping up with them, okay? So what's going to happen is I want you guys to click on this one that says the nearest minute. All right, so click on that, and it's going to come up with this big clock, okay? It's going to make some little noises that are kind of fun, and this is what your screen's going to look like. It's going to ask you, what time does the clock show? It gives you 3 times, right? 3 digital times. You are going to read the clock, right? And then you're going to click on the time, okay? So let's see. Let's read the clock here. Our hour hand is red, and our minute hand is blue. See how much longer the blue one is? So our hour hand is between the 9 and the 10. That means that it's 9 something, right? 9 something, because it hasn't reached the 10 yet. And our minute hand is pointing straight down. I know that means 30. So it's 9:30, okay? So I am going to come over here and click on 9:30. Boom. And it sends there's a little ding sound, right? And you hear that, I don't know if you guys can hear the ding, but it gives you a little ding sound, and it moves on to the next one, right? And your screen says correct 1, wrong 0, and it gives you a little grade thing, and it tells you what game you're playing the nearest minute, okay? So let's do another one. Again, it's between the 9 and the 10, so it's 9 something. I know this is 30, so it's 1 tick past 30, so that's 31. So I'm going to click on 9:31. Oh, beautiful. The clock's going to move around and give you a new time, okay? So notice how it keeps track of how many you do right here. It tells you the correct and wrong. So let me get one wrong here. Oh, not right. So if it's not right, it gives you like a weird buzzy sound, and it takes that option away. So then you have the choice between 2 more options, okay? So I'm going to click on, let's see, it's 3. It's between the 3 and the 4, so it's 3. Then we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, it's 3:28. Click on it, boom, and it gives you a new one, okay? So I want you guys to do 10. I want you to get 10 of these correct if you can. So I want to see right here where it says correct, I want to see that you get 10 correct, okay? So I want you guys to play and practice until you get 10 correct, all right? I want you to do this today, and then we're going to also be playing this game again tomorrow, okay? So maybe save it in your bookmarks, maybe bookmark this website, Parents, that way you can find it really easily, or you can just leave it up running in the background, whatever you'd prefer to do. But this is a really cool game that you can use to practice. It's interactive a little bit, right? It moves for you, so that's really nice. And again, you can do elapsed time if you're ready to move on, or you can go back and do time to the 5 minutes, okay? So it's whatever you need. You can really choose to do to practice a bunch of skills that we've gone over, okay? All right, so let's just focus on the nearest minute, though. I really would love it if you guys would play the nearest minute game if you can. That would be great. And please do at least, I would like you to have at least 10 of these correct, okay? So try to practice to where you have at least 10 correct, all right? All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and get started on that. But much for tuning in and for listening and watching this video. I will see you tomorrow, okay? And we'll finish out our unit on time. All right, guys, bye. Have a good day.